Making something very special. Honey cardamom pudding from scratch. Start by turning the stove on to medium lowish heat. 2 cups of milk, pinch of salt, and about 1/3 of a cup of honey. I eyeball this always whenever I measure honey because measuring honey makes a big mess in a measuring cup. And now the special ingredient of the day, cardamom. This is a very interesting spice. It tastes sort of like pepper, ginger, allspice. It has a very complex flavor, and it has many different applications. I put this on meat. I put this in puddings, in tea. It's also really good. I think some chai teas have cardamom. It's a very common spice used in Middle Eastern cuisines. It's expensive, but it's really good, and it's worth a try because it's, like I said, very unique, very versatile. So it's also very potent, so go a little easy on it. That was probably about half a teaspoon at most, maybe more like a 1/4 teaspoon. It's really fragrant. I'm getting over a cold, but I can still smell it. While your milk is warming up, we're going to make a little cornstarch slurry. This is a cornstarch pudding, so we use cornstarch to thicken it. You're going to need about 2 heaping tablespoons full of cornstarch. If you want this to be a set pudding, if you want to put it in molds and have it look really nice on a plate, use 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, but I'm making this a little bit of a looser pudding, so 2 tablespoons. A little bit of milk, and use your fork. Okay, this milk mixture has been on the stove for about 5 to 10 minutes, and it's getting warm. The steam is starting to rise. This is where you really want to watch it, because the instant you start to see a feint of a simmer, we're going to slowly stir in that cornstarch milk slurry while it is removed from the heat. If you don't follow that step correctly, if you just dump it all in while it's boiling, you're going to make dumplings instead of pudding. So it's beginning to simmer ever so slightly, so we remove it from the heat. Remix your slurry in case any cornstarch has settled in the bottom. And we slowly pour it in while stirring rapidly. Return to the heat. Already starting to thicken. Keep whisking it for another 30 seconds or so on the heat. At this point I usually turn my stove off because it's electric and the residual heat will continue to cook the pudding. Remove from the hot burner and let it cool just in the pot for about 15 minutes. So now that the pudding has cooled off a little bit, it's time to put it in the fridge to chill out. Give it another good stir. Now if you were going to mold this pudding, you would spray your container with Pam, and then you'd put the pudding in there, and then when you unmolded it, it would have a nice shape to it. But since we're making an unmolded pudding, we use less cornstarch, I just put it directly into a Tupperware container. Get as much out as possible. And this needs to chill in the refrigerator for several hours or overnight. See you tomorrow. Behold, I have put pistachios on it. Now it's ready to be served to our critic of the week.
Bloody good.